Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a story time, and I haven't filmed one of these since like friggin' October. It's been a minute, so welcome back to my channel for another story time. If this is your first time watching me, then hello, my name's Megan. You can subscribe down there if you're feeling like it. I don't know what you're feeling like today, but I'm feeling like making this video, so we're just gonna go ahead and hop right into this story. It's a very frustrating story. That's what I'm just gonna, preface all of this with. Also, I just wanted to say, if you saw the title of this video and thought that my dog did something wrong, he does no wrong. Okay? I'm not like going to court because my dog like bit somebody's arm off or something absurd like that. I mean, the story is absurd though. So, like I said, let's get into it. This all took place about a week ago, I want to say, so it's very fresh on my mind. And basically, I went to this place called Vista Hermosa, which is one of my favorite parks in downtown LA, until this happened, honestly. So most times that I'm there, I have never once seen a park ranger. Like, never have I ever seen somebody prowling the grounds there, just making sure nobody's breaking any rules. You know, it's a very chill park, or was, I thought. And it's one of my dog's favorite parks, and it's fucking beautiful. So it was a glorious day, and I went to the park with my dog. The first time I ever went there was like 12 dogs, just all off leash, like playing with each other, and that whole kind of a thing. So I was under the impression that like they were allowed to do that. So we get to the park, and I like drop Larry's leash, and he's just running around being a dog, following his dreams. I'm like throwing him the ball and whatnot. He's just being a dog. And then in the corner of my eye, I see this park ranger coming up to me, and I wasn't anxious or anything about it. I was just like, what's happening? Haha. And this guy came up to me. He was super friendly, and he was just like, I don't know if you know this, but we have to, crack down on these rules, and we're having a lot of dogs just like sprinting around the area. So if you could just hold your dog's leash and keep him close to you, he can be here, he's allowed here, but just make sure he's like on leash and with you. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess Larry, that cuts off your fun, buddy. So then I just took him back to like where I was sitting on my blanket, and I was like, this is fine, he'll just chill next to me. We were just doing some sunbathing. It was a very casual afternoon, might I add. I was just like chilling, listening to music, just admiring my pooch. He was being an angel. He was being great as usual. I'll insert photos that I took before the incident, before everything went down. I'm acting like this is so dramatic, but like it's so frustrating. Just hang in there, folks. So I guess this is like the plot twist of the story. So this dog comes out of nowhere, and he's completely off leash, okay? Like completely not on a leash, just following his dreams, running around the park. Obviously the owner did not get the same kind of rules thrown on him that the other park ranger had told me. So I was just holding Larry's leash in my hand, and then he saw the dog that was like sprinting around off leash and was like, my dude, and just ran after him and just like yanked the leash out of my hand. So I was like, shit. But the dog was super friendly. They were just doing their dog thing, sniffing each other's butts, sprinting around each other and playing. And while they were doing that, I was walking on over to go, retrieve my dog. So I do just that. I'm like, sorry about this, guys. Haha, my dog is just being a friendly little guy, as he is. And when dogs see other dogs running, they want to do the same thing. So he ran after him. Anyways, picked up my dog's leash and turned around and just see this park ranger, a different one this time, just like really passionately walking towards me. In Get Out when the guy I'm sorry, every time I think about the scene, it makes me laugh. But there's a scene in a movie where this guy is just like running like this directly at the camera, and it's like so intimidating and scary. And the park ranger wasn't running at me, but he was walking towards me just like very angrily, like obviously had a stick up his ass, So I was just walking back to my picnic blanket, just minding my own business. I kind of knew that he was gonna come talk to me because he was staring directly at me, but I was like, whatever, like I'm not doing anything wrong. And as I'm going to sit down, he comes and just like towers over me and like puts his hands on his hips, and he looks down at me and he's like, you know why I'm talking to you, right? And I got up and I was just like, no sir, I actually don't know why you're coming over here to talk to me. And he laughed and he was like, really? Really? I mean, your dog just like ran off. And I was like, yeah, he ran off after a dog that was completely off leash and sprinting around the park. That's what dogs do. So I went over and I grabbed his leash and I brought him back here because I was told that I need to do that. Like I was doing the right thing by retrieving the dog, bringing him back to the blanket. And he just looks at me and he was like, do you have your ID on you? And I was like, yeah. And I just gave it to him and I was like, why do you need this? And he was like, because I'm writing you a citation. And I was like, what? A citation for going to get my dog, sir? He was being a dog. We were at a park. He saw a friend. I'm sorry that he's friendly. And he just said, well, he wasn't in your hand the whole time, was he? And then he just started writing me a ticket. And I was like, are you serious? Is this really happening, sir? But you have to understand that this guy was one of those people who just genuinely had to stick up his ass. Like, he just needed something to be so angry about, you know? He was not understanding. He was incredibly rude. And he just did not understand the nature of an animal, basically. My freaking flower just fell off my overalls. Ugh. Okay, so I was just trying to reason with this guy, right? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I mean, I had another guy come up and talk to me, and he was just very friendly about this whole thing, and he told me about the rules, so I was holding him over at my picnic blanket. It was the other dog that was over there running around, and when I like motioned this way, the owner, whose dog was sprinting around, came up holding the dog, and he was trying to vouch for me, which I really appreciate. It was very nice of him. He was like, I'm so sorry, sir. This was completely all my fault. Her dog just saw my dog running and just ran after him. And the park ranger literally did not acknowledge him. Like, he was just writing down being like, and so the guy just looked at me and was like, I'm sorry, and just like walked away. And I thought that the ticket, this is the best part, I thought that the ticket was gonna be like maybe $60, you know, because parking tickets in LA are like 70 to 75. And he hands me the ticket and it's for $175. And my jaw dropped. I looked at him and I was like, you're serious? This is seriously this much money? And he was like, yes, ma'am, that is the charge for not having control over your animal. And I was like, dude, I literally went to get him. I went to control him. I'm sorry that he pulled away and gravity ripped him from my hand. And he was like, your reaction time wasn't quick enough. I saw you from across the park. And at this point I was so frustrated that I started to cry. You know, when you're just so fed up and you're like, really? Like, are you serious right now? Like, you don't have any humanity? You're gonna charge me $175 because my dog ran away from me. I fucking hate LA. And at this point I was just angry because he said my reaction time wasn't quick enough. I was like, oh, sir, I'm sorry that I was letting my dog have fun. And his response was, he's not a human. And I was like, oh yeah, so he shouldn't have any fun. And I looked at my dog and I literally was like, sorry buddy, we gotta go home. You can't have any fun here. And so then I was just being a dick, and the guy just looked at me and was being a dick too and was like, have a nice day. And as he was walking away, I was thinking in my head, see you in court, sweetie. But really though, I went and just sat on my picnic blanket and was just like crying while reading the fucking ticket. I would show you guys the citation if I hadn't just put it in my friggin' mailbox because I sent in a request to go to court. But really though, I'm going to go to court to fight this because one, I care about my fucking dog. Two, I care about my bank account, all right? I don't think that that kind of a citation should be $175. And I don't think that I'm guilty. I think that's so absurd that like he ran after another dog and he didn't even give the other person a citation. I was like, really? I was so frustrated, dude. I stayed there for like maybe 5 minutes after, just like fuming, being like, and then I just ordered my Uber and I friggin' went home and I texted my mom and I was like, look at Larry at the park today being an angel. This was before I got charged $175 because he ran away and pulled his leash out of my hand. Oh my God. I literally cannot believe that this situation is real. That's why I needed to make a fucking story time about it, because I was just so upset. And I obviously still am very upset about it because I'm still talking about it. So yeah, probably not gonna go back to that park for a very long time. And if I do, I'm going to make sure that he is not around. I'm gonna scan the grounds. So that being said, I guess this is the end of the story. I hope that you were entertained. Maybe this riled you up a little bit. If you're a fellow dog lover like me, I hope you're outraged, you know? And if you live in LA, frig that park, okay? Just kidding. It was glorious and I really enjoyed my days there, but now I am very upset about this and I don't want to give them my patronage. But anyways, yeah, I guess I'm gonna take him to court and yeah, just kind of say my case. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, I gotta get going, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I upload videos every Wednesday and I'll just see you then, okay? All right, stay smiling, bye. I'm drowning in my own genius, that's what I'd like to think. That's the attitude of taking on these type of things. A man can never own a woman, he just thinks he does.